My name is Fumi. I'm based in Essex. I am 33 years old. My son's name is Hayden and he is my second born.
Brilliant. How did you feel when you first found out that you was pregnant?
How did I feel when I first found out I was pregnant? Excited. I remember feeling quite thankful as well, mainly because thankfully it happened on the first attempt. So there was a mix of emotions in terms of tears of joy, happiness, laughter, shock. But yeah.
Good. How did labour start and where were you when it happened and how long was it for?
So how did labour start for me? So this is a interesting one. So for me, I was actually slightly late, and the plan originally was for me to be induced. However, I really was pushing towards having more of a natural birth. So I literally did every single thing possible in terms of old wives' tales, you name it. So one of the key things that I was remaining consistent with was my prenatal swimming classes. So I remember very clearly the last session that I did have was almost a special session for me to help the baby come out because my induction date was the next day. Actually, no, it was actually that particular day. So time was of the essence at this point. So what had happened was after the swimming lesson, I was walking to the car and then I realised my water had broke. Thankfully not in the pool. So me being me, I had to deliver the news to my instructor. She was happy but also very panicky. I was literally just 5 minutes away from the house, so I had everything prepped for the emergency. Drove home, called my husband, my mum, made sure everything was prepped, and when I did come home I just made sure that everything was very calm and relaxed. So at that particular point, after 2 hours, that's when things started to build up, and then we progressed to going into the hospital.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Can you share a bit about your birth experience and the emotions you went through during labour?
So just a bit about my birth experience. For my first pregnancy, I did really actively encourage myself to practice hypnobirthing. So more focusing towards letting nature take its course. As a woman, I personally feel like we're actually built for this. So in terms of just relaxing and doing what's within my means, that's something I heavily focused on. So I adapted that approach to my second pregnancy, and just went with hypnobirthing in terms of doing some meditation, listening to calm music, affirmation as well, and essential oils. And literally took that all the way into the labour room. So it was very calm, dark, and relaxed.
Sounds ideal. Did you have a strong support system during labour?
In relation to the support system I had during labour, I would say I really did have a strong support system, mainly from my husband. I must admit he was extremely supportive, very patient, and also understanding. Because the first experience was almost too good to be true, he almost knew what to expect second time round, and also reminded me about that. In terms of my mother and my mother-in-law and everybody, they really did encourage me to practice the hypnobirthing, mainly because it was a shock to them to see how well it went with me the first time. So in all, I feel like everyone was really championing me to do the hypnobirthing and for it to be a very calm birth as well.
Lovely. Before you went into labour, were you apprehensive?
Before I went into labour, I would say that I was slightly apprehensive, mainly due to the fact that during this second pregnancy I had gestational diabetes, which is completely new to myself. So whilst it wasn't as textbook as the first one, I was quite nervous because it could take anything to change my birth plan. However, I was a lot more open-minded with hypnobirthing, knowing that what's meant to be is meant to be, and I can only be in control of so much and just let nature take its course.
Right. Did you feel a sense of empowerment and control during the birthing process?
I would say that I felt a sense of empowerment and control really during my labour, mainly because of the experience I had first time round. That really did give me a boost of confidence to know that I'm more than able to do this. And also, I guess, second time around, because me being me, I did so much research, watched a lot of positive videos. I knew that I was definitely in safe hands, and I just literally just had to let nature do what it needed to do.
Good answer. Can you describe the first moment you first held baby, and what did that feel like?
I'm gonna cry. So the first time I held my baby was, just words can't describe it. There's a range of emotions. I was so happy. I finally got to meet my son. It just made everything feel worth it in terms of the process. Obviously, having gestational diabetes, what I'd went through. And what I did fail to mention is I was in a process of, well, we had moved into a new property 4 weeks beforehand. So I really felt a sense of relief when he came out.
What aspects of the birth story bring you the most joy or fulfillment when you think back?
So I think in terms of my experience, in terms of what provided me fulfillment with my birth story, I would say it's mainly the fact that this time around, based on stats, it literally took me 11 minutes for the active labour. So I feel like normally you kind of hear horror stories and things quite opposite. So looking on paper and seeing how long it actually took was a shock, really made me happy.
That's good. How did you first learn about the L10s machine, and what made you consider using it for your birth?
So initially I heard about the L10s machine, just in general the TENS machine, on going through the hypnobirthing course and also through recommendation. In terms of the L10s machine, I googled and it was just there. It was like it was exactly meant to be.
Do you know anyone else that's used one?
In relation to people that have used the L10s machine that I know of, a few friends of mine that have been through the hypnobirthing process also have used it as well.
Did you have a drug-free birth, or did you use it without home methods mixture?
During birth, I literally just used the L10s machine without any pain relief or epidural, thankfully.
Do you want to do that one just once more?
Yeah.
So the question was, did you have a drug-free birth?
Drug-free birth. Okay. So this time around, I actually had a drug-free birth and just used the L10s machine.
Good, okay. How did using the L10s machine contribute to your sense of control and empowerment?
So using the L10s machine really helped me in terms of controlling my surges, mainly because it was a distraction between the pain and what was going on at the time. So every time that there was a surge, the L10s machine was basically my best friend and provided me that sense of distraction.
What did you find most useful about the L10s?
So what I definitely found useful about the L10s was the fact that it was extremely user-friendly. So for me personally, my best friend has always been the boost button for birth 1 and birth 2.
The next question, you preempted it because it says, did you use the boost button? So I was mashing it with my palm. I think that covers that. So what we'll say, did you use the L10s after?
After
labour?
no, so we skipped that one. Yeah,
You
didn't
did
use
skip
it.
that one.
Yeah.
Sign off. Would you recommend the L10s to friends or other pregnant women?
So in terms of recommendation of the L10s machine, I have recommended it to nearly every woman I know that has been currently pregnant. If anything, everyone's irritated with me about it. But honestly, I've recommended it to everybody I know because it's that amazing.
Good. Will you use it if you have more babies?
Sorry, I don't know why that question is a shock to me. Like more babies. Okay, let's start again. I'll answer. Am I allowed to say if I have more kids? Because I don't plan on having any more kids, or can I skip it?
Yeah, for sure I'd use it if that
okay.
was the case.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I had any more kids, I would 100% use the L10s machine again.
If you were planning to have another baby, what would your advice be? If you were planning to have another baby, what would your advice be? So, I guess that would be telling other people to use it, isn't it? So, yeah, if you're planning to have another baby, what would your advice be?
If I was planning to have another baby, my advice would definitely be more of an encouragement towards hypnobirthing approach, because if not through that course and reading the book, I definitely wouldn't have found out about the L10s machine, and also the benefit that it does have, because utilising and using that enabled me to have a pain-free birth, but most importantly knowing that your body is built and made for this, so not to worry and just let nature run its course.
That's nice. Do you wish more mums knew about the L10s?
I definitely wish that a lot of mums knew about the L10s, because it's so beneficial, and because it's made such a difference to myself. I just really wish there was a lot more awareness of it in general.
Brilliant. The end bit was, the L10s work for me, whatever you're playing, you need this. Lady.
Oh yeah, that part. Are you able to read it bit by bit, and then I will repeat, because my memory's not great.
I don't know, you're
the last one, was that
really
alright?
Well. I'd guess. So if I read it, the L10s work for me, whatever you're playing, you need this. You need this in labour. You can use it all the way, or pair it with other stuff. I recommend every pregnant woman I know, you really should get one. So just gush about it, I suppose.
Yeah.
So it worked for you, whatever you're playing, you can mix it. So I guess those are the salient points, aren't they? And you wish everyone knew.
Yeah. Because I would say with that one, I remember Lisa emphasising that it needed to be word for word. So she literally read it out bit by bit.
Really?
Pause. I'm just remembering that's the only, because I think she wrote memorise this, and I struggle with memorising.
Was it not for memorise it, just so you can ad lib and change it slightly?
No, not from what I remember, because there was a bracket, so please memorise this. Yeah. Because I'm only just saying that just in case, because I think the other woman potentially might have done it.
That's a tough ask. I don't think I could do that.
I definitely couldn't. But yeah, I could give it a.
The L10s work for me. Mm-hmm. Whatever you're playing, you need this for labour. The L10s work for me. Whatever you're playing, you need this for labour. You can use it all the way or pair it with other pain relief. I recommend it to every pregnant woman. You really should get one. I recommend it to every pregnant woman that you should get one. It's kind of...
Give up, yeah.
So it's the L10s work for me. Whatever you're playing, you need this for labour. You can use it all the way or pair it with other pain relief.
Yep.
Then I recommend it to
everyone.
Yeah, do you want to?
Yeah.
Right, that.
And for me, whatever your plan, you need. Oh, I'm literally. I'll give it a go.
Yeah, just
I'll give it a go.
Just
Yeah.
keep doing it, and I'll cut.
Yeah.
If you keep pretty still where you are, I can cross cut it, and you won't sort of jump like that.
Cool. Right. I'll begin.
The L10s work for me.
Yep.
Whatever your plan, you need this for labour.
The L10 machine works for me. Whatever your plan, you need this for labour.
You can use it all the way or pair it with other pain relief.
You can
use it all the way or pair it with other pain relief.
You can use it all the way or pair it with other pain reliefs.
I recommend it to every pregnant woman I know.
I recommend it to every pregnant woman I know.
You should really get one.
You should really get one.
Superb. Is there any other bits you want to say that we could surprise Lisa with?
No, not that I can think of. I feel like there were probably some parts in the first one that I felt really hit the nail on the head, but I can't remember which ones they were.
I think you've covered everything here.
Yeah,
really
today I've done
Yeah. Perhaps could you tell me what the contractions feel like, and what is the effect of whether it tingles, whether it's another pain but a pleasant one, or
that's it. That's the one. Yep.
Okay, do you want to live on that then?
Yep. So when it came to the contractions, what I would definitely say is this time around I was very delayed in putting on the L10s machine, so I definitely felt the contractions a lot more in the beginning with this one, contraction during the second birth. However, as soon as I placed the L10s machine on the correct locations on the back, it really distracted me from the contractions that I was having to more of kind of sound waves. So it was a more distraction towards it's very difficult to describe, but it was mainly a distraction, and the sensation that was provided to me by the L10's machine was more of a wave in terms of the surges that it was going through as well. Yeah.
Yeah, do you think that was probably one of the key bits?
I would say that's something that I mentioned last time that I didn't emphasise on this time. Yeah.
Do you want to
do that again?
Do you want to describe how easy it is to understand when you first get it out of the box?
Yeah. So when it came to the L10 machine, so using the L10's machine was extremely user-friendly. One of the things that I found so helpful was the picture guides within the handbook that really just enabled you to quickly use it. So this time around, my husband didn't do as much prep. I just literally gave him the user-friendly guide, and he was able to place it in the correct locations perfectly.
Super. What else do we know?
I'm just thinking, so it's obviously I mentioned it because I really only just used the boost buttons. But then I didn't use it because obviously you can monitor contractions for it, but I really didn't use that.
How about saying you haven't used it post-labour, but you understand that it's really great for that? But I've been really lucky that I haven't suffered, and that'd be good for comfort to mothers.
Yes.
They're not going to have a legacy of their birth and have pains and aches.
Yes, yeah.
But you've come through really well, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So, something on those lines?
Yeah, definitely. So after using the L10's machine, it really, really did make a difference. I guess the key positive thing being is after using that, it didn't really have any impact on my body at all once I finished using the L10's machine. So as soon as the strips were off, that was it. I couldn't feel any sensation, there wasn't any aftermath. But one of the key things that I've only realised is a lot of people that suffer with period pains do use it as well. So it's something that can actually be beneficial to individuals that suffer from period pains or even endometriosis as well.
Great. Yeah. And then just say that you haven't used it post-labour, but apparently it's fantastic for that, and I have every confidence that it is if they say it is, because it worked like magic.
Well for me.
So although you haven't used it, you
have the
mums use it for and you've been lucky enough not to
Yeah.
have anything.
So even though I haven't used the L10s machine after labour, I'm pretty sure that, sorry, mind blank, what was it? That I know other mums can use it. What was it again? Sorry.
No, you haven't used it post-labour
Yep.
because you've been really lucky and you haven't had any pain.
Any
You
pains.
understand it treats a number of like female conditions.
Pain
or
reliefs, yeah.
pains and-
So very thankful that I haven't had to have the need to use the L10s machine after labour, but I am aware that other individuals do use it for pain relief, and I have every confidence knowing that because it's worked for me, it's definitely able to work for others as well.
Brilliant.